Hi everyone, it's Fool's Errand. Sorry for the wait, I'm back again and I have a review of Vertigo Remastered, a recent released overhaul of the game Vertigo that was released back in 2016. I never played the old version, so after I finished playing I had a look and was blown away. So much of the content I had seen was either not there or was in a different form. The developer even admits to basically rebuilding the engine, giving them a more robust professional product than the original was. So let's look into this alternate universe version of the game to see how it plays. In this game, you play as Sonia, a woman who, due to strange happenings in her hometown, goes to a cabin in the mountains to investigate. On her first night there, she finds herself transported to an underground lab in another dimension, in a fun twist in which you are the invading alien and has to fight her way to the surface.
You're not an employee. You're an alien from an exoproximal, aren't you? Listen, I'm unarmed. Please don't kill me.
The story is pretty bare bones, and that's fine. The game takes cues from older games in both design and humor, of which the game got a couple of giggles out of me.
Hey employees, Science Pete here. Do you know that 60% of non-fatal workplace accidents result in contract termination? Work safe, keep liability down.
Having a simple story goes perfectly with that. The tools you'll have access to in this world come in the form of a teleporter that is very reminiscent to the game Budget Cuts, a stun baton that can reflect shots fired at you, a laser pistol, an energy rifle that has both a full auto and semi-auto fire mode, and a minigun. The guns have infinite ammo, but can only be fired a certain number of times before they require a second to recharge. You select what tool you want by opening a quick menu and pointing at what you want to use. An interesting choice is that you can do this with both hands, not just your main hand, allowing you to wield two tools at the same time. This little design choice quickly became my favorite because it allows you to dual wield the guns and just go wild. The controls are good and the movement is clean. At no point did using slide locomotion cause me problems, and the guns shoot where you aim them. If you don't want to use slide locomotion, you can use the teleporter, which also works really well. The baton felt sluggish in my hand, like I was swinging it underwater. As soon as I had two guns, I pretty much never used it again. As you go through the levels, you will come across what the game calls quantum juice.
Quantum juice. What is it? I don't know.
A substance that allows you to upgrade your teleporter and guns, adding functionality that comes in handy as you get further along in the game, such as increased damage and faster movement. The combat tends to be quick, showing up in bursts. Most enemies use ranged attacks, but there are a couple that use melee. There are even several bosses to keep the experience fresh. The game does a decent job at scaling the encounters to match the level of power you have acquired at any point, making them rise in intensity, but never leaving you feeling overwhelmed. You will also come across puzzles, some in the form of hidden alternate paths through the levels. Some come in the form of finding items to progress, and in one case there is a literal jigsaw puzzle. While this type of gameplay tends to be missing in many modern action games, this does help this game capture the retro gaming style the devs seem to be channeling. If you have been watching the video, you've probably noticed the graphics. The graphics are an older retro style, reminiscent of the early 2000s, with simple textures and clean lines, but also using modern textures. In ways this works. It gives the game a lighthearted cartoon feel the devs were certainly going for. This also works against them. In some places when it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. You'll have to decide for yourself if the graphics are a deal breaker for you. The final thing I need to bring up is the length of a game. If you have watched my previous reviews, you'll know I tend to take my time looking for secrets, of which there are plenty in this game, and other whatnot. Even then, I only have 5 hours of playtime put in this game. For $25 base price, it's pushing it in terms of price versus value. Personally, I found this to be a decent game that left me waiting for the sequel that comes out later this year. I am glad to have played it. If you bought the original, you should already have access to the remaster for free, so go give it a play. If you're looking for another VR game that is an actual game and not a tech demo or an experience, you might want to give this game a look. People on the fence can always wait for a Steam sale to get it for a price they think it's worth, but regardless, I do think this game is worth playing. Thank you for watching. I'd like to take a second to say, I know your time is important, that you using said time to watch my work means more to me than you know, and that I appreciate both it and you. Please leave a like if you like, comment if you have a question or a criticism on the content. I make this for you after all. And subscribe if you want to see more of my content in the future. You can follow my various social medias where I'll put updates as well. That's about it for me. Time to stop fooling around. See you guys later.